Hey friends, since I can't be with you today, I wanted to leave you a video to practice decomposing. I still wanted to practice with you even though I'm not here. So this video is taking the place of your math lesson today, and we are still practicing decomposing. Remember, decomposing means starting with a big number and breaking it up into two smaller numbers. This is what we've been working on all week. And today we're going to do this with 5 frames. It looks a lot like that number bond that we worked on earlier in the week with the 3 circles connected by the 2 slides. This is the same kind of idea, but instead of using circles, we're going to organize our counters into 5 frames. Alright, I want to remind you of the number sentence that we're going to create after we decompose our numbers. And you can see it here in red. It says blank, and that's where our big number is going to go, the number that we start with. And once we decompose it or break it into the 2 groups, that's when we're going to fill in that big number is made of this number and that number. And those numbers are going to come from the 2 small groups that we break the 1 large group up into. So let's start with the number 3. And to start with, I've got some Halloween kitty cats. I've got 3 cats. So I'm going to put them up here. And I'm going to look at my number sentence, and I know that I am starting with the number 3. That's my big number, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that in the top. 3 is made of. I am going to decompose 3 into 2 small groups to see what combination 3 could possibly be made of. Remember, the rules are that I can move my counters anywhere I'd like. I can move them to this side or this side, but I can't leave any counters on top. So the first way I'm going to decompose 3 is I'm going to move these kitties down to this side and this kitty down to that side. Now I have 2 groups of cats instead of 1, and I know I did it right because I didn't leave any of my cats up top. Now in my number sentence, I'm going to record the numbers that match the counters on my 2 different 5 frames. So over here I have 2 counters. I'm going to put a 2. And over here I have 1. Now when I read my number sentence, I can say 3 is made of 2 and 1. I decomposed or broke up 3 into a group of 2 and into a group of 1. Let's try that one more time. Let's move them all back up to the top 5 frame. And this time I'm going to try to move them in a different combination. I'm going to leave my 3 here because that's still the number I'm working with in my big group, but I'm going to decompose it in a different way. This time I'm going to put all my Halloween cats on this side. How would I write this in my number sentence? I know that I have 3. And I know that I have 2 groups that I need to record the number for. Well, over here there's no counters. Do you remember which number means none? If you said 0, you are correct. So the 3 that I started with is made of 0 and 1, 2, 3. 3 is made of 0 and 3. Good job. Let's try it again, but this time let's use a little bit bigger number. Let's make our big number 4. And this time I've got some Halloween pumpkins. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is my big number. I'm going to write that at the top or at the beginning of my number sentence. 4, and I'm going to see what 4 could be made of. If I break it into 2 groups, if I decompose it, what numbers could I make or could I get when I break up 4? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move 1 pumpkin over here, and I'm going to move all of the rest of them over here. Now I can see that 4, it can be made of 1, because I have 1 counter on this side, and 3, because there's 3 counters on that side. 4 is made of 1 and 3. Let's move them back up. Let's try a different way to decompose it. My big number is not changing. I'm still going to start with 4. This time I'm going to move them in a different way. I'm going to put 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Now I'm showing that 4, the number I started with, it is made of 2 groups, and each of the groups have the same amount. 4 is made of 2 and 2. 4 is made of 2 and 2. All right, let's try it one more way. Move them all back to the top. And this time, I'm going to move or decompose them all over here. How will I fill in my number sentence now? 4 is made of, well, I know I have 4 on this side, so I can record a 4 in this blank, but there's no counters here. Oh, that's right. 0 is a number, and 0 means none. So I still decomposed 4, but this time the 2 groups I made were a group of 4 and a group of 0. All right, let's do it one more time, but let's use an even bigger number this time. Let's fill in our 5 frame all the way. 5 is 1 more than 4, so I know I need to add another counter to my pile. All right, and now we need to change our number sentence. We're not decomposing 4 anymore. Now we're decomposing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to write that number at the top of my number sentence. And I'm going to start decomposing, breaking that big group of 5 up into 2 smaller groups. The first way I'm going to do it, so I'm going to move almost all my pumpkins over here, but I'm going to put this one all by himself over here. I don't have any left on top. I've decomposed my pumpkins into 2 groups, and now I'm going to count how many are in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this side, 1. Read my number sentence with me at home if you can. 5 is made of 4 and 1. Nice job. Let's try it again. I don't need to change my top number because I'm still decomposing 5. As you can see here, there's 5 in my big group. And now I'm going to break it up into a different set of 2 groups. This time, I'm not going to put any pumpkins by themselves. Every pumpkin will have at least 1 friend. All right, look at this combination. Now I have a group of 3 and a group of 1, 2. 5 is made of 3 and 2. All right. Thank you for listening to the video, and thank you for thinking along with me. Thank you to those of you who are reading the number sentence along with me. I just want to remind you that you are decomposing today, and the reason how we know that is you started with 1 big group and you broke it up into 2 smaller groups. You made different combinations of the number 3, the number 4, and the number 5. When you do your asynchronous work in Schoology today, your activity is going to look a lot like the lesson you just watched here. If you need to use counters on top of your worksheet, there's a video actually on there showing you how some suggestions I have for doing that asynchronous work in a way that will make it a little bit easier for you to solve the problems. All right, well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.